Hello everyone, my name is 024GE and welcome to my video. In today's video, I'll be going over the new 5-star Claymore character, Dehya. I'll be going over her elemental burst, her elemental skill, her talents, and her constellation. So without further ado, let the video begin. Alright, so first off, I'll be talking about Dehya's elemental skills. The first skill on the list would be the Indomitable Flame. This skill will be triggered when there are no instances of Fiery Sanctum, dealing AoE pyro damage and creates a field known as Fiery Sanctum. During this field's duration, there's another passive, Raging Flame. This will accumulate when there is a Fiery Sanctum field. Dehya performs a leaping attack dealing AoE pyro damage, after which another Fiery Sanctum will be created. This new Fiery Sanctum will inherit the duration of the previous Fiery Sanctum. So if the original Fiery Sanctum had 4 seconds left and you use the skill once more, that would add an extra 4 seconds to the new Fiery Sanctum. Now next up we have the actual skill, Fiery Sanctum. When an opponent is within this skill, it will deal an AoE coordinated attack with the character equipped. So if you have a Hydro character, this is a good way to vaporize, or if you have an Electro, it's a good way to overload. But the cooldown is 2.5 seconds, so it's not very consistent. If the cooldown was a lot less, it would probably be a lot more useful or consistent, but 2.5 seconds is pretty low compared to Raiden Shogun, which is like every 1 second. So yeah, well, while any active character within this field takes damage, that damage is mitigated, and all the mitigated damage will go to Dehya. She will slowly take this damage over time, so she's kind of like a off-field. Her skill makes her like a off-field tank-ish. I'm not sure if it scales well with Zhongli's shield, so it probably might reduce the damage that Zhongli takes. So you might be able to combine this with Xingqiu's Raiden swords plus Zhongli's shield, creating a pretty impregnable defense. So that would be pretty good. You'd have a longer shield. Well, to be honest, a shield with any character. So Noelle, Xingyang, Toma. It would probably make any shield stronger due to the mitigated damage. And if you guys haven't realized yet, I'll be putting up the stats and the proper ability stuff on the screen, so you can just pause the video and look at them. Next up, we have Dehya's burst, the Lioness's bite. Unleashing her burning anger and casts her blade aside, she enters the blazing lioness state and gains a resistance to interruption. So when she's in this state, it's harder for enemies to interrupt her attacks, a lot harder. I think the value I was given was she has a 60% interruption, if I'm not mistaken. But while in this state, she will automatically and continuously unleash the Flame Main's fist, dealing an AoE pyro damage. In this state, Dehya's normal attacks will be replaced by Roaring Barrage. When Roaring Barrage hits an enemy, every 0.4 seconds, after which her barrages will increase in attack speed. Next up on the list, we have Dehya's passive skills. First off, we have the Sunlit Way. This increases the movement speed of your party members by 10% during the daytime. This time period is from 6 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock in the night, in game time. This effect does not take place in Domains or Spiral Abyss, and it does not stack with passives of the same effect. The second passive on the list is the unsettling score. Within 6 seconds after Dehya retrieves the fiery sanctum field through Molten Inferno, Raging Flames, or the Linus's Bite, she will take 60% less damage when receiving damage from Red Main's blood. This effect can be triggered once every 2 seconds. In addition, within 4 seconds after the fiery sanctum field is created, the field will grant the character within it extra resistance to interruption. This field effect can be triggered once every 8 seconds. The third passive on the list is Stalwart and Truth. When her HP is less than 40%, Dehya will recover 20% of her max HP and will restore 6% of her max HP every 2 seconds for the next 10 seconds. This effect can only be triggered once every 20 seconds. Next up, we have Dehya's Constellation. Her C1 increases her max HP by 15%. This also makes it so her abilities scale off of her max HP by a certain percent. Her C2 increases the duration of her fiery sanctum. In addition, it also increases the coordinated damage of the fiery sanctum. Her C3 and C5 increase the level of her burst and skill respectively. Her C4, when her burst is triggered, every hit will generate 1.5 energy and also restore 2.5% of her max HP. Oh yeah, there's one more thing I forgot to mention. I forgot to put up her ascension materials in the first part of the video, so I'll be putting them up right now. So you'll see them on the screen, everything you need to ascend Dehya. Other than that, the video is pretty much finished. So if you made it this far into the video, thank you for your support. I hope you like, subscribe, comment on the video what else you want to see. And thank you all for your support. This is Zero signing out.